So let's talk about booking events with an element of virtual or hybrid. Now, for the last 2 years, we've been locked up in our houses, or we've been not allowed to travel. And of course, the digital event market, so to speak, has absolutely boomed, with a lot of future thinkers thinking that this very much is going to be a trend that isn't going anywhere. We'll have to wait and see. I certainly think there'll be more variety out there. But is there anything in the data that suggests there might be an increase or a decrease in interest in virtual elements as part of an event booking?
Yes, in a word, the data would suggest that the hybrid, virtual, whatever you want to call it, is waning in interest, which is, if you think about it, it's not surprising. It's probably quite welcome for us as an industry that trade on face-to-face and hugs and shaking of hands and what have you. But actually, then if you speak to a lot of the clients, a lot of the venues, a lot of the businesses that put these events on, they're second best at best. So appetite is to get back, to get back face to face. But also, if you think about the very nature of what we do as a benchmarking platform, we measure live activities. Do they have an element, yes or no? So we'll tick the box there. So the eyes on the data that we have would suggest that virtual and hybrid will not go away. As you said, they will exist in some way, shape or form, but they won't have anywhere near the level of interest and propensity they've had in the past. And actually, that's no surprise, because we're not measuring them, because they probably work. They take place outside of venues. They take place in offices and in studios and things. So by their very nature, they don't take place in the venues, and therefore the venues aren't recording them.
But you'll see on Figure 8, we'll have Figure 8 on the screen for you now. There's obviously, a big fluctuation. There's certainly an increasing demand to the end of the year, and you can all see there that there is a huge drop off. Now, obviously, if that's all events, obviously no one's going to need a virtual element for a party or Christmas party or whatever it was, and conferences and meetings actually requiring a virtual element at the venue is sort of fallen through the floor. But like you say, they're either happening all completely remotely from people's respective living rooms, or hiring a studio somewhere. So they sort of fall outside of the pool, I guess, is the way to describe it.
Yeah, they do. I'm just quickly looking at our data now to see if it changes with meetings, and it doesn't. Everything drops off a cliff. Meetings, I'm going to flick it now to conferences. I'll send you these charts. Conferences drops off a cliff. Everything drops off a cliff because there's no intent to have it in the future. They may have it, and when it comes to it, they might then fold in a virtual or a hybrid element. But at this precise moment in time, they are not intending to run hybrid to anywhere near the volume it was before. So that's probably good news, because the venues, would have had to spend a fortune on this if it was going to be a thing. But I don't think it is going to be a thing in the future.